Welcome again to the Real Women of Philadelphia. I'm Claudia Signoleon of Atlanta, Georgia, and today I'm going to boost your enthusiasm to craft a fanciful yet ever so quick and easy pick-me-up dessert using Philadelphia cream cheese. Now this dessert is sure to floor all of your family and friends. Well, I'm sure you've guessed by now that it's tiramisu, an almond praline tiramisu. Now, I know that sounds really difficult and complicated, y'all, but not to worry. You see, it's merely a trifle. It's really a trifle. It's almond, chocolate, and coffee flavored cheesecake Philadelphia cream cheese textured with almond praline and chocolate espresso crumbs, and then layered in a trifle bowl with Amaretto-kissed Lady Fingers. But what's best about this tiramisu, y'all, is that it's ready to eat as soon as you're done. So for a little bite of Italy, without too much ado, here's my almond praline tiramisu. Now, y'all, these are some of the key ingredients that are going to be used to make our wonderful almond praline tiramisu trifle. We have our Lady Fingers, which are just some store-bought brand of Lady Fingers. It's just a cookie. And here I have a little cup of some of the candies that we're going to use to make the pralines and some of the optional candies that could be used. First of all, these are just almond pralines that I have made by cooking down some sugar and some evaporated milk and letting the sugar reduce down and the milk evaporate off, and then it hardens, adding some almonds, slivered almonds, and it hardens into this nice candy. But you don't have to go through all that trouble. You can use any chocolate almond. Here we have the almond roca, which is a favorite of mine, and you can just buy it anywhere already packaged. And this is just a chocolate toffee bar that you can use. And here we have some of our wonderful chocolate covered espresso beans that we're going to be grinding up and using in one of the layers of our tiramisu. Also, we have here some amaretto, which is one of the flavors. It's a almond flavored liqueur that we're going to put in another one of the layers of our tiramisu. And then we have our Philadelphia cream cheese. The ready-to-eat cheesecake filling is what I'm going to use this time. And we're not going to use mascarpone. Mascarpone is the cheese that would normally be used by Italians in a tiramisu. But we're going to substitute, we're going to use all cheesecake filling Philadelphia cream cheese. Is going to make this dessert very easy to put together. Now I'm going to go ahead and give y'all the full recipe for this almond praline tiramisu trifle. You need 24 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese, the ready-to-eat cheesecake variety, 12 ounces of Cool Whip chocolate, 4 cups of heavy whipping cream beaten with a little bit of confectioner's sugar, 3 cups of confectioner's sugar, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 2 packages of just store-bought Lady Fingers, 1 cup of chocolate-covered espresso beans, 1 package of slivered almonds, 1 cup of dark coffee or espresso, a 1/4 cup of amaretto, 2 tablespoons of almond extract, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, and 1/4 cup of Kahlua. And also you're going to need some type of almond candy, either an almond roca or some kind of almond toffee bar, whichever you prefer. And that's basically it. So now that you have all the ingredients, step over with me and let's get busy making our wonderful almond praline tiramisu trifling. Now, one of the first things that we're going to have to do, y'all, before we start building our tiramisu trifle is that we're going to have to prepare the layers. And the first layer, the bottom layer of the tiramisu, is our wonderful Lady Fingers. This is a Lady Finger, and it's just a store-bought packaged brand of cookie. And basically, to infuse some great flavor, we're going to take some of our amaretto, which I have here, and we're just going to brush them or base these wonderful Lady Fingers with this amaretto. After that, you're basically going to take your Lady Fingers and you're just going to roll them and just tear them apart, crumble them up. Now, you could just put them in your trifle just like this. You don't have to crumble them up, but I like to crumble them up. Now we're going to actually start making our cream or our filling layers for our almond praline tiramisu trifle. And the first layer that I'm going to make is the amaretto layer. So in this bowl, I've placed our cheesecake filling Philadelphia cream cheese, our beaten heavy cream, some slithered almonds, some of those wonderful almond crumbles, praline crumbles that I made, and some of that almond roca that I just crumbled up in a cup. And I also have in here some almond extract and our wonderful amaretto flavoring. And I just want you to get a look at what's in there. Now, I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. Of course, you're going to have more than this because you're going to use 2/3 of one of these packages for this layer, and then you're going to use 2/3 of the other package for the Kahlua layer, and then the remaining is going to be used for your chocolate. It creams up nicely. Easy as pie. You don't even need a mixer, but you can use a mixer certainly if you want to. But now that's the first layer, and I have some already made, and this is what it looks like. You can see the specks of almond praline inside this first amaretto. Now the next layer that we're going to make, y'all, is our Kahlua layer, which is the coffee and espresso layer. And in the bowl I have our cheesecake, Philadelphia cream cheese, our beaten heavy cream, some powdered sugar, some of our Kahlua liqueur, and some of our dark espresso coffee. And I just have that here in the bowl, measured out with your wooden spoon, and you mix it up. You know, the word tiramisu itself means pick me up or pull me up. And with all the sugar and coffee that's in this recipe, I can see where it gets its name. Mix this up just as we did the first layer, and this is what we come out with. And I have some over here that I've already done, and you can see it's just a real creamy light coffee colored mixture, and that's going to be the second layer of our wonderful Almond Praline Tiramisu Trifle. Now it's time to make our chocolate layer, which actually is already made. We're going to take part of our Kahlua layer, we're going to add some more cocoa powder, and we're going to add our wonderful espresso almond praline crumbles, which we're going to make by taking our basic candies, whatever candies you're using, whatever chocolate almond you're using, and we're just going to pulverize them together, either pound them together in a plastic bag or put them in your food processor blender. And this is the chocolate layer. Now I have some that I've made before, and this is how it looks, nice and creamy and chocolatey. And I've also added a tad of vanilla because, as everyone knows, vanilla enhances the flavor of chocolate. So now we've got all three of our layers ready, and we're ready to go ahead and assemble our fabulous Almond Praline Tiramisu. Okay, y'all, now we're ready to put together the layers of our Almond Praline Tiramisu Trifle. And I have our Lady Fingers here, all soaked in amaretto, and I have our 3 layers that we're going to just assemble in our trifle bowl. Now this is a trifle bowl. It's a rather big one. I just wanted to show you what it looks like. Sometimes you can just use a regular Pyrex dish, which is what I'm going to use to show you how to start the layers of the tiramisu. So basically we're going to start with some of our Lady Fingers, just putting them down in the bowl. This is real easy and goes real quickly. If you didn't want to crumble them, you could go ahead and just leave them whole and just leave them down the bottom. First, start with our chocolate layer. Just going to go ahead and put some of that wonderful chocolate espresso layer in the bottom, and we're just going to go ahead and just dab it in, smooth it around. Then we're going to come with our amaretto layer, just as we did with the other layer. Smooth that in. And then basically you go ahead and put the third layer on, which will be your Kahlua layer. And this is how it looks when you're finished. I've just gone ahead and sprinkled it with some more of those fabulous chocolate espresso almond crumbles on top. So you can serve it this way, or you can layer it in your trifle bowl. Either way, it makes a fantastic dessert. And guess what, y'all? We're ready to eat. I'm going to dig in here and taste. This is the espresso flavored layer. Creamy and chocolatey and oh so decadent. And I can't wait to get into those bottles. So the next time you need a pick-me-up, I hope you try this quick and easy Almond Praline Tiramisu. And until next time, I'm Claudia Signoleon from the Real Women of Philadelphia. See you soon.